Hey everyone, welcome back. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's almost through day one of the shelter in place, and wanted to give you more information on my video blog. I did this because I thought 22 days, mostly in the house, is going to get very repetitive. And a friend of mine who's a teacher shared a spreadsheet she had built for her students, showing them how to break up their day. Now, granted, I have to work almost, all of the waking day, but in between, I thought if time I would have been out of the house, going to track clubs, doing other things is going to be gone now for a while. So I want to keep myself busy. I thought the video blog would be one thing I could work on, and I'm not good at video editing, so it's going to take some work to make these things better. But that kind of goofy start I had last night was the pace, the momentum of that was interrupted this morning, and I want to explain why. So I started that right at 12:01 a.m., which is when the official shelter-in-place order said it would start. I actually printed this and read through it. If you're ever on a shelter-in-place, which some of you may be soon, recommend reading through it. It's very interesting. But so I started at 12:01 a.m., did the goofy bit, got up, talked about the t-shirt. I ran that by Jason earlier. He thought it was a good idea to do the product plugs. At the moment, it sounded funny and like a good idea. But again, as happens with life, things change. So backstory, a couple weeks ago, there was a big IT conference in San Francisco. It's called RSA. I went to it, Bridget went to it, and I know a ton of people that go to this thing because I've been working in that industry for many, many years. Anyway, a guy that I used to work with contracted coronavirus, COVID-19, at this event. He got sick. He got really sick and was placed in a medically induced coma to help out. Well, I got word this morning that he died due to those complications. This is not a fabrication. I know there haven't been many deaths in the United States relative to other things. There haven't been really many at all in California, and it just so happens that I used to work with. I know a guy who just died, so this is very, very real. I've always taken the precautions that the state and perhaps the Fed are putting down is something very serious. I believe in what's being accomplished here, what we're trying to accomplish, and I hope everybody else does as well. But I still hear things from people that are saying, this is an overreaction. I'm going to keep living my life and doing what I do. It's like a cold, but it's obviously, this is a severe thing. And listen, right before I went to bed last night, I read something which was the most impressive piece that I've read of anything. And there's a ton of stuff going on right now where people are trying to explain this to you, or they're trying to tell you that it's not severe. They're trying to help you understand why it's severe and all the science kind of it. But this psychologist from Harvard, who's done a lot of interesting work, you can read about her bio on her site, put together something to kind of help frame this from a humanistic perspective, and I was blown away. It was exactly, I think, everything I was feeling, but couldn't articulate the way that she did. I will actually share that in my whatever comments thing. I might need help figuring out how to tag things at the end of these 3 weeks. I'll know how to do all that, but I hope you'll take a look at that. Listen, all my updates are not going to be this dry. I'm trying to think of cooler things to do, and I'm sure the boredom of this whole thing will help inspire some creativity. But for today, I think the best and most honest thing I could do is tell you that this is real and what had happened here to a guy, Ed, that I used to work with. And I'm very sad for him and his family, by the way. Ed was 52 years old, in no way different than most people. He didn't have underlying health issues that anybody was aware of. Nothing, just an ordinary guy. He had two twin boys and a daughter, and lived mostly as a single dad in that situation. So you can imagine how really sad and scary this is for his family. I hope not to bum everybody out, but just keep that in mind when you're sacrificing a little bit in the next couple weeks, or when you are asking yourself, do I need to go out and do this sort of thing? Or is, whatever it is, whatever the level of sacrifice or inconvenience you might be faced with because of this, I hope everybody will kind of take the reality of this thing into account. That's it. Thanks. Unscripted. Better stuff tomorrow and in coming days. Talk to you later.